sometimes it's very difficult to communicate with a non-educated person.
Hey guys, today we're talking Love is Blind UK episodes 5 through 9.
Yeah, that's right. And I hope every one of you went to college.
Yeah, otherwise I don't know if I could communicate with you.
That's right.
You know, so it's hard to understand people who aren't college educated,
That's
apparently.
Right. Ain't very
I
communicators.
gotta tell you, I really enjoyed these episodes. Like, I am enjoying this season.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it starts off with Nicole meeting up with Benajah.
Mm-hmm.
What do we think of
Oh,
this?
Benny.
We saw it coming.
Yeah, we saw it come in, and I think,
Well, they teased it, but you know.
yeah, and I think their relationship is just weird, man. It's like, I mean, it's good, but at the same time, there's still that tension with the whole Sam thing, and I don't know, man. I just think it's kinda
Sam
weird.
is like living rent free in these people's heads. as
hell
they
yeah,
like
yeah.
to say,
Big
because
time.
he's always on Benajah's head or mine.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, and I think Nicole's really trying to like push to just like let's move past it. Like,
No, well, but she's the one that brought it back to the forefront, telling him, "Hey,
That's true.
I really want to get my closure with Sam." And Ben and I was like, "I don't think we need to do that." But she's like,
I mean,
Yeah.
she didn't need to give the ring back, and I guess the bracelet. I like her explanation of when she gave the bracelet back as to why she gave that back, and like it meant something at the time. But
Yeah.
like you should have that back. But
You can't keep that.
She
if
could
it's
mail
someone
it to
else.
him.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
was-
exactly. It's good, yeah, but like a little note, or something, whatever. You
Yeah.
don't got to do it in person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's kind of like switched. He's all in now.
Mm-hmm.
Proposes to her
Yeah.
right
But-
there on the spot.
But he is still the one that's like not wanting to have sex and all that, and kind of pushing that off to the side and stuff. Where she's kind of like, I want to get a little more, and he's like, Nah, man, we haven't had anything. No touchy.
Well, you know what I'm kind of wondering is like there seems to be some holes and gaps here. There was time Nicole did hang out with Sam that they are
Uh-huh.
not covering.
Yeah.
She said 2 days. She said 2 days they were together.
Well, and he's, later on you find out he says when we were at mine, meaning I
His
guess
house.
his place. It's like, so they didn't go to Greece. She ended up going to Greece, but yet she spent time at his house. So
Yeah.
at what point in time do you leave the pods and go to Greece? Like, where was that time
Yeah,
in
who knows?
between?
But and then of course she throws it, and then we find out in that little freaking scene where she's talking to Sam finally, and Sam throws at her. He's like, "Hey, I guess the issue was that I didn't want to freaking be intimate with you. You were trying to be intimate with me," and she didn't say no. And I was like, "Oh shit!" I
Here's
was
what
like,
I
"Man,
didn't like about that. This was very quintessential Sam in this moment. He's like, yeah, was it because I didn't want to have sex with you? It was because you were trying to have sex with me and I didn't have sex with you. But honestly, it was because I didn't. He's like trying so hard to get her to
See,
admit
I
it.
don't think he said it
needs
that many
to-
times.
I don't
He
think
He
didn't.
said it like 3 times.
No, it was like twice, and it was different way both times. But he wasn't hammering home on it. I didn't think.
I felt it.
But she definitely did not freaking say no to that, right? So I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious about that. And
Oh.
I think that's what needs closure and
Oh,
be
hell
fleshed
yeah.
out. If I'm Ben and I'm like, what exactly happened
Oh,
here? How in the heck are you about to jump his bones and now all of a sudden you don't want anything to do with him and you're
Uh-huh.
here with me?
Yeah.
She would like to just forget any of that.
And the thing is, when Ben and I finds out about it, when Sam says it to him, I'm sure in Ben and I's head, he's like, well, that's exactly how she is. So because she's been trying to do that to me. And I've been like, no, honey, we got to wait. We're going to wait on the sex stuff. And she's been trying to kind of push that issue. So like, at this point, I believe Sam. I believe that shit happened,
Well, she didn't deny it.
No, she didn't.
You were aware when she stayed at mine that she wanted to sleep with me, and I said no, yeah.
Anyways, all the couples meet up.
Mm-hmm.
And Catherine, or Ollie and Catherine talk. What do we think about that interaction?
At first, I thought it was kind of weird and stuff, but then afterward, it seemed like they actually did get closure in their conversation,
Yeah.
right? They kind of like talked it out and everything, and then they went back to their people. And like Ollie seemed like afterward, moving forward, he was all in with freaking
There
Demi,
was
right?
some slight
So,
flirtiness, and
I mean,
the
a little
way,
bit,
and the
a
way
little
he kind of dissed Demi and went to go talk to Bobby was odd.
Yeah.
That was odd. If he wouldn't have done that, he probably would have been okay.
Yeah, well, that's true. And Jasmine did even mention that, right? So yeah, that's
Jasmine.
true. Yeah.
And Jasmine is
She mentioned it.
inserting herself into
Oh, dude.
this.
Yeah. Oh.
And I was kind of a fan of Jasmine, but she's way out of line with how she's talking to Ollie in my mind.
Yeah. No,
Well,
I agree. I agree.
What I found interesting in this moment was Bobby sitting next to her. He's kind of got his hand on her leg, and you can see Ollie just like building up to like this is not gonna end well, and she just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing, and Bobby's kind of like, maybe. But like he's afraid. He's like, I don't want to get in the crossfire here.
Bobby sees what's going on, but he's not at the point where he can like intervene because Jasmine will probably go nuclear from that because she seems like that type.
Well, and the funny is, like, we've noticed with Bobby, right? Bobby's the guy that likes watching the drama, but he ain't wanting nothing to do with it, you know?
Bobby is walking on.
He wants to see it for sure, though.
I feel like Bobby's walking on eggshells. Like, I need him to blink and, like, send me a signal. That's the vibe I'm getting from
in that
Bobby.
moment, no doubt, man.
Yeah, he wants to watch the drama. He wants the drama to happen. He just doesn't want to be involved in it. And him sitting next to the girl who's instigating it here, and that being his girl, he's a little uncomfortable.
Well, I think he was cool. Like, let's get some gossip. Let's have some fun with it. But then he's like, oh my God. Like,
let's not be the gossip.
Like, you know, Demi can speak for herself. She doesn't need someone to come in. And, like, this ain't helping the relationship.
It's not. It's not helping Demi because, like, now, you know, this is making Ollie mad. And you can see that when they get together.
Yeah. Well, and like, Demi realized that it wasn't helping Ollie as well, right? So it's just.
So she's like, you want to go? Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, he's awkward in group environments, apparently. I mean, you could see, like, they're playful. He says all the right things when they're together, but in this group setting, he just feels uncomfortable.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people that are like I'm not a big fan of huge crowds, right? So I get it. I get where he's coming from, you know, and just some people are that way, man. Some people just don't like big crowds. They just, you know, they're uncomfortable in that environment, and that's just kind of how Ollie is, so.
This is like one of the major hiccups here in this relationship, unfortunately. And it's kind of like mainly due to Jasmine, if you ask me.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Yeah, and I did like how Demi handled it. She didn't like blow up or get all sad, and like, you know, she's just like, you know, what do I need to give you to give you your space and make this, you know.
Yeah, no, she handled it well, you know, and it's surprising too, because, you know, I mean, we saw, you know, Demi in the first several episodes showed like some insecurities, and we thought, okay, you know, but this time, man, she handled it like a champ. I was like, damn, she handled that very well. So yeah, that was good.
What do we think about Freddie and Catherine?
Oh my!
The first major thing that happened that really set things off is she asked him if he's ever cheated before.
Yeah. And of course, he could have lied. He could have said no, but he didn't, man. Dude was up front and said, look, 7 years ago, I freaking cheated on a girl. I feel horrible about it. That doesn't define who I am. I learned from it, and, you know, I'm just moving forward.
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
That's what she said, yeah.
Now, I mean, you know, I've been given heat in the past on all these, like, love shows about giving the men the benefit of the doubt and everything like that. But he is 32. 7 years ago, he's 25.
Exactly.
25-year-old men are stupid. I mean... Yeah. Not to say,
especially
sometimes 32-year-old men are stupid.
Especially if
like,
they haven't gone to college, you know.
But I'm not saying writing that off, but like I don't know that you could hold him responsible for something he did 7 years ago, not to you. Like, and he's sitting here owning up to it and saying he wouldn't do it again, and that's not something, you know. She did like, so you told her, and he's like, well, she found out. Like that seemed to be an issue for her. Yeah.
I think it is a red flag, honestly. And that's something that stays in the back of my mind. Like, you've done that? Okay.
I feel like at this stage in their relationship, how long ago it was he did it, and how old he is now, and what he's presenting himself as now, I would call it an orange flag.
Yeah. Well, but now here's why it's a red flag. Freddie's such a damn good looking dude, man, that she's constantly inside herself like shit, you know. Yeah. So I mean, I get it.
He's Mr. Perfect here. She does ask him, like, you got girlfriends I need to know about? So she is insecure in this regard.
Yeah, she definitely is. But at the same time.
Which we find out later after the family visit that he's not, like, he does look like he'd be some kind of ladies' man. Like, he'd have women knocking on the door, and apparently
this guy's a homebody.
Yeah, apparently it's just the old ladies on the street that
sitting at home eating his freaking beans and toast.
I would like to move to Freddie Street, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll be one of those old ladies on the street.
It's kind of interesting because we do see, like, Ollie break down. Freddie breaks down. This guy's, like, shedding tears and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah, he's crying, man. Yeah. But, and of course, then we just see that relationship getting worse and worse because she's just, you know, I mean, Freddie's a lighthearted guy. He likes to joke around and stuff, and she just doesn't like that.
I do love when they were like, I don't know what they were doing, like some exercises, and she's like, if you fall, your balls are going to be in my face. She goes, again?
If you fall, your balls will be on my face.
Again?
That was awesome.
But she doesn't. I mean, Freddie. I think he's like he jokes in the right time, but
Yeah.
that's starting to irritate her.
Oh yeah.
When they're shopping, and she's like,
Oh my God.
Right.
Her attitude when they're shot, it reminded me a little
it's
bit
ridiculous.
the opposite roles of like it was Chelsea and Kwame.
Yeah.
When she was kind of being lighthearted when Chelsea was when she was shopping with Kwame, and Kwame's just like, oh, you know. But Freddie was like, I'm gonna make the best out of this. I mean, guys don't like going shopping with their women. Like
no.
typically that's just
Right.
not a
No.
thing, guys.
Yeah.
If you find a guy that does, good for you. But like most of the time, that's not a thing. But he's
And if he tells you he does, he really doesn't. He's just damn good at faking it, you know.
you know, and he's trying to make the best of it. He's making jokes and like trying to make it a fun experience, whatever. And she's like, ugh, she's just irritated by his entire
Yeah.
existence around
Yeah,
him.
he picks up that heel. He's like, "Hey, you got these in size 11?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would laugh at that. Like,
Yeah, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
dude just being funny. He's joking around.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
she's
something
super
about
irritated by
Catherine.
it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at first I thought, you know, right out, my initial reaction was I didn't like her, and then she grew on me, and now I can't stand her. Now I'm like, all right, man, Catherine's just don't like
I
her.
told you there was something off about her from the very
Yeah,
beginning.
no doubt.
Like, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what, like, if it's an insecurity. I'm not really sure what it is.
That's
because
part of it, I think.
Yeah, I
You
think that's a
know?
lot of it. And like, she didn't have any siblings and stuff. She did.
And she
and
keeps
you know,
using
even when she
the
talks
adoption's
to,
a crutch.
even when she talks to Ollie, she has to have him admit that she broke up first. Like, who
Yeah.
cares at this
Oh,
point?
that bothered me too.
Who cares?
Exactly. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
What?
But she wouldn't let it go.
And
And
I
I was
was
like,
like-
I'm going to get on this guy if he tries
and
to
then,
lie to
yeah,
me.
then I was like, okay, fine. I'm it's whatever, dude. Sure.
Right.
He's like, I'm not really sure how I played out. And he's like, I mean, in Ollie's defense, I mean, he did go in there to break it up with
He
her,
did,
but
yeah.
she's like, well, I'm gonna do this, like,
Right.
you know. And he's like, and he didn't care. He's like, we ended. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like at the mixer thing where she's like, what do you think about these ladies? And he's like, Charlotte looks pretty good. And she's like, oh,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He's like, I find her attractive. Yeah, I heard you. You said she's attractive. But the
After
funny,
the Sam
and
comments,
she did say like 5 freaking times, oh my God, he looks like my ex-boyfriend, just
Yeah.
exactly like him.
Oh
And
my
like 5
God.
fucking times. And Freddie's like, dude, you just said this like 5 times about it. And she's like, yeah, but you called her attractive. And I'm just like, oh my God.
So you were not attractive to your
right. You're not,
ex-boyfriend?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, that was so hypocritical. And then
Oh.
for her to sit there, I don't know if she was doing it just because to do it, or if she was doing it to get under his skin. But the way she was flirting with
Oh,
Sam
yeah.
was just,
And
it
then
was
she-
painful to watch.
And then she tells the camera, oh, you know, I don't mean to be flirty, but sometimes I guess I am. And it's like, dude, you were totally flirty. And you're just an asshole.
Can you imagine if he had been that kind of flirty with another woman?
Oh,
there?
she would have
She would
freaking
have
flipped.
lost her mind.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
And this poor guy, like, he doesn't drink, so he's being set off to get her drinks and stuff. Like, and he just goes and does it.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, what a good guy.
And he
you know?
doesn't even have the alcohol in his system to like.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'll get you a drink, sure. He's just like, okay. And he bops off and gets her a drink
She
or whatever.
can't say,
Oh,
well, you were drunk. Maybe you were singing. He's like, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't drinking.
That was protein shake. It was in mine.
So Tom and Maria, like, they're good, they're jokey, but all of a sudden her job kind of comes up, and Tom's a little judgy
He
here.
was, dude. That was funny.
And I thought he might like bring it back and joke, but he doesn't.
Yeah, see, I was thinking the same
He
thing.
doesn't.
Because as funny as he is, like, all right, man, he's going to make a joke out of this. And when he didn't, I was like, oh. Like, damn.
But he did say that's what he thought in the pods about it when he first found out about it.
Yeah.
He didn't say that, oh, now, like, he could have come around full circle and be like, well, now that I know you and whatever, I feel differently. He didn't
But
do
that
that.
just shows where
Yeah.
his mindset is.
Right,
you
exactly.
know? So, and she didn't
And
like
it shows
that.
you where hers is.
She did not like that.
Oh, no. And rightfully so, right? I mean, who would like that? You know, you're freaking trying to look down on them because of their job. It's like, shit. It's like, I didn't tell you I'm a stripper. Like, I do makeup, you know? It's like, what the hell?
4 strippers.
Yeah.
What's that?
And-
4 strippers.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
but they
I'm
get
sure
over
she-
that pretty quick.
Yeah, they do.
What do you think of
They-
these two so far?
I like them. You know, I'm still not sold on them completely yet.
Yeah.
You know, I like them. I think they're a good couple, but I'm not completely sold on them yet. So,
Same.
Yeah. Let's talk about Jasmine and Bobby. Now, Jasmine
Bobby.
Jasmine has a thing with not wanting guys on social media.
Mhm.
It's very kind of weird. Like, you better not be looking at no Instagram or doing any of
and
this
again,
kind of
it's the
stuff.
insecurity of I've had guys cheat on me, and those guys that cheated on me were always on Instagram liking pics of pretty girls and all this crap, right? So,
What can we learn from all this? Like, women hold grudges
Oh, heck.
against a current guy for something an old guy did. Like,
Absolutely.
Well, and she's doing research. She found one of Bobby's YouTube videos.
Yeah.
did
It
we
was-
research? Did we research this video?
No, well, we didn't have to because they showed it to us on here. Him doing his, he's on the beach with this hot chick.
And she's
freaking
like
that-
mad about it. Like
Well, she-
so
no, she
years
was-
ago.
that's what
She
She
does
wasn't-
like
she wasn't
men
mad.
on my. She's like, this was a while ago. So.
She's like, and it's just
So
a
I'm gonna
music
let
video.
it go like it's a problem.
And it's just a music video, and not like he was actually having a relationship with that woman. And we never found out if he did or not. But like, it was a chick for his music video, so
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that's something to be mad about.
Well,
It'd be
she-
something
well,
more to
she-
be embarrassed about, I think. But
she wasn't mad though. And she never said she was mad about
I mean,
it.
she
was-
brings it up like,
Yeah.
I'm not mad this time or whatever,
Right.
but like, I better not see some crap like this. I think
It's
that's
like
why.
a warning.
Yeah, that's the reading in between the
Yeah,
lines.
like if
kind
you're
of
with me,
thing.
there's no more music videos like this.
You ain't gonna be twerking in no more videos or
That's
doing
right,
this
that's
kind of
right.
stuff.
Ain't me sniffing no girls' hairs, none of that.
Yeah.
But this is the time they meet friends and family. Any of these stand out to you guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the best one, man, was the freaking Jasmine's mom, man. I was like, holy
Man, she was
crap,
rough.
dude.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Jasmine warned Bobby.
oh.
She
She
warned him.
did. I don't think she warned him good enough. She tried.
She said sometimes she can
Oh.
be mean.
Yeah,
you know?
And
man.
here's where I give it to Bobby. I could tell
He took
all
it like
this
a champ.
stuff is bothering him, but he's just like, just let it go.
Yep.
I'll talk with Jasmine.
Yeah, he
we'll
took-
settle this. But
Dude,
wow.
she basically called him an idiot. like, bro, you're not college educated. I don't think my girl can communicate with you very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
wondering
you
how
I
educated
was like,
she is and
oh.
what she does. But I'm
Right,
just
yeah,
like, come
yeah.
on. Isn't your daughter's happiness what matters?
Yeah. But at the same time, she's from the Philippines. She's been through 2 marriages.
Yeah.
They both went bad. And so when she finally broke down and was like, look, I don't want your children to grow up like you did, me going through bad. So that,
Yeah, well, happiness
what's
is
that
normally
happen-
the cure to that, not like what
Yeah.
you do for work and
Right.
how
Oh, yeah, of
educated
course.
you are.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, absolutely. But and then she's talking and she's like, Jasmine's my best friend. Jasmine, you will tell me everything. And Jasmine's like, well, Mom, if I get an argument with him about like loading the dishwasher or some stuff, she's like, no, you'll tell me.
To be telling you, oh, Bobby and I had an argument because of the dishwasher.
I think you have to tell me. You have to tell me everything.
it's funny because she really,
was like,
like she really thought about it. It's like, nope,
No, you'll tell me.
you will tell me.
Yeah.
And Bobby's going,
Yeah. Well, and then they're like, "What, dude?" Yeah. Well, then they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna move to London together and get a flat." And she's like, "Oh, London's very expensive, And Bobby's like, "Oh no, we looked at it. I think we can afford it." And she's like, "Oh, you can afford it, huh?"
Don't lie to
Don't
me.
lie to me.
you'll never lie to me.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that woman, dude. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
holy
mean,
cow.
I don't know if I could just bite my tongue like him because I'll be
Oh,
like,
dude, he was
this
sad.
is
You can't.
yeah, this is me and Jasmine in our decisions,
Yeah.
not yours.
He was
you
a
know what I mean?
saint, man.
Yeah,
I give it to
I
Bobby.
give it to him.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know how he
Believe
maintained
me,
his
you
composure.
can't. However, I do like that he said that's a conversation him and Jasmine would have. He said that to the cameras, like, look, we're gonna have to set boundaries.
Oh
so.
yeah, and that was good, yeah. But yeah, what a saint, man.
I respect her choices. However, words of warning, be very loyal.
I tell you which one I was kind of surprised with is Maria and Tom because Maria's family seemed really nice,
Mhm.
and I like
Yeah,
their
they're awesome.
values being
Yeah.
with family. You could tell like the dad impacts everybody there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was really surprised by that. How cool!
And
that
I
was.
like they really accept Tom, and Tom Tom seems very genuine when they all get very emotional when they talk about her dad,
Mhm.
and her mom broke down, her sister broke down, and both times he like reached over and he
Yep.
was
Give her mom a hug after
yeah.
everything.
I mean, he was just very empathetic, sympathetic.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
what
guess
the
it was
word
her
is.
sister that he gave.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But and then on the flip side, whenever she was meeting some of his people, and it was funny too because he was like, "I just want to let you know, Maria, we do grace here. You're leading."
Yeah, that was hilarious.
We're in this family, we actually say grace.
No, we don't.
And I would like you to lead the prayer
up.
today.
No, we
I love that. And I like how she rolls with that.
Oh, yeah.
But-
Oh, yeah, dude. She rolled with it. It was
she
great.
rolls with that, but there are some cultural roadblocks
Yeah.
here at the
Oh,
same
man.
time, though.
Yeah,
like that paying for stuff is a big deal, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And for his perspective, I totally get it. She's like, "Hey, I got this ice cream." He's like, "Okay, cool, thanks, honey." Most dudes would be like, "Oh, cool, okay," but not even thinking that. I mean, because especially if it was just ice cream, like if it was a big dinner or something. Sure, I guess you barely okay. No, don't worry, baby, I got this. But if they're just having a couple ice creams, I mean, I totally understand just not even
Yeah.
thinking about like, oh no, I gotta pay for this. And it was so it was weird how she was
Well,
like, oh
and
no.
here's the thing: it's like Yeah, I get you have your culture and stuff, but we're in the UK.
Right.
And there's culture here too.
Right, exactly.
And
We're
you got to
blending,
accept.
yeah.
I don't just have to accept all yours. You need to realize where we are. We're not in that country that's where that's acceptable. We're here in the UK where things are a little bit different.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, and you know, and she was most likely, if she wasn't born in the UK, she was definitely raised there. I mean, she doesn't sound, you know, she sounds like she's from the UK, right?
yeah,
So-
and she's not fully into all the customs, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
she's loose on some things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
But
So you gotta-
apparently
you gotta blend it.
that's important to her. And I get like it's a compromise, right? So it's like, okay, is this your like that important to you where I need to, you know, abide by this and
Yeah.
we'll do this or
Now,
what? But-
now at the same time, I'll give Tom kudos, man, 'cause he handled it very well. You know, he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
hey, look, I apologize. I just, you know, wasn't
But I
thinking
wonder
about
if this is starting to add up to him and go, are we really compatible?
I think it is a little bit. Yeah, that's why I'm still not quite sure how I feel about them. Like I can see Tom. I know he likes her. I know he loves her. I think he does love her. I think they love each other. But I think he's probably going to say no at the altar, just as of right that's where I stand right now. Anyway, I think he's going to say no.
How do you feel about the whole mortgage payment?
Yeah.
Like, moving in and like.
See, the thing about that is, you're going to be paying rent. You're paying somebody
what I was
money,
saying.
no matter
Yeah.
what. You know, whether you're paying
Well,
it, you know.
He's
So-
already been paying the mortgage, so he
Right.
might not need it. So for
Right.
you to come and say, I'm paying his mortgage, it's like, I've been
Yeah.
paying my mortgage.
And again, even if you're only paying for half of that, you're both splitting the mortgage. Guess what? That's cheaper than you renting an apartment by yourself, probably.
Yeah.
You know, so either way, you're probably saving some money.
I just thought this was an odd conversation for her to have in front of his sisters because this to me is like a communication issue, and I'm
Yeah.
sure they can sort this aspect
Yeah.
out.
Right, exactly.
And I don't think Tom's gonna be like, no, this is my house and you will pay your whatever, and
Yeah.
that's what.
Yeah.
So, but I do think,
I feel
yeah,
good
that's
about
this stuff is adding up to in his mind.
Oh, yeah,
and
I think it
so I don't know.
I mean, he's taking it well. He's going with the flow, but like you said, I completely agree. I think it's adding up in his head.
What about meeting Tasha at the
Okay, this bothered me.
pod squad meetup?
This
I
bothered
mean,
me.
I mean, he was definitely a little flirty with her and stuff. Now, what bothered me about it?
The way she handled that was really good.
Yeah, it was, and the way he didn't lie to Maria about it, but he definitely didn't tell her the full truth about
Exactly.
it, and that was messed up, right?
So that was messed up. What's funny though is like when this is happening, everybody's like talking to Maria, like, "How do you feel about this?" She's like, "Oh, it's fine. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. This is
She
just
said
the
like
same
10
thing."
times.
Yeah, and I'm like, so it's kind of sounding like
So
it
it
bothers you.
does
a little
bother
bit.
you, right?
I
Yeah.
honestly think she was cool with it, but
I think she was
I
trying
mean,
to convince herself to be cool.
I
with
think
it.
she was
Right,
actually cool with it, and she was really smart how she went to grab him.
Yeah,
I thought.
that was
Yeah,
good.
that is
Yeah,
true.
that was smooth.
What with Tasha saying or Tosh whatever saying what she said, you know, she kind of said, like you said, he told Maria like a half truth. She said, "Yeah, I was really in love with you," and then she also said that I'm not one to just
Let things go.
let
yeah.
things go.
But it ain't like she was telling him, Tom,
I love you.
I love you right now.
right.
Yeah,
Which
he
is what
kinda blew
kinda
that
made
out
it sound
proportionally.
that,
And,
yeah.
and he didn't really seem, and when they're talking about it, he didn't act like he was super uncomfortable,
Which
right?
he did
But-
tell Maria
but
he
told
was.
Maria, I was very uncomfortable with that.
He's just like,
And
tell
he
me
like-
more how much you love
yeah,
me.
and
is
he
what
like,
he
yeah,
said.
yeah, and he like reiterated twice. Yeah, I was very, very uncomfortable. I just thought, yeah, I was like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
So-
I didn't like how that played out
Yeah, I didn't either.
for Tom.
Any other friends and family meetups that stood out? Like,
Yeah, and Demi's parents are great, man. I thought that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like, a very loving family. Just
they
very
met
cool.
at the
you know?
bowling alley. I thought they were going to be really good at bowling, but it didn't seem to be.
Yeah, they're horrible.
She said rails up or rails down. Everybody's like rails down. I'm like, dude, you guys should have left the rails up.
They're getting gutter balls left and right,
Yeah,
man.
I was like,
But that, I mean, that was great, man. I mean, I thought Ollie got along really well with, and as Ollie and Maria's not Maria, Demi's relationship has progressed, I'm loving it, dude. Like their relationship is going. Really
I think they
great.
might be the strongest couple. I think.
At this point, I think
this
so,
is
too.
the yes.
Oh yeah,
I think it's the easiest
Oh,
one
yeah.
to guess. Yeah.
and the fact,
Yeah,
and,
Ollie went from here to back up to
oh
here.
yeah, he's freaking
like, yeah.
skyrocketed, man.
Yeah.
And you know, and I just think, man, I just think they're great together, man. I love the connection they have. I love the vibe with the family, and I was like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And as their connection grew, like, you know, you saw in Greece, he wasn't very affectionate with her in front of other people. But as
Mhm.
they spend more time alone together and their connection grew, you can see him now be affectionate with her when they're out together,
Yep.
when they're out at that bar with all the other castmates and
Mhm.
stuff.
They were
He's
hugging and kissing.
on her and like hugging on her and stuff like that. So he needed that time to
And when-
develop that physical.
And when he's talking to his boys, they're
Yeah.
like, even at that bar with all their people, there's boys like, hey man, so if anybody girl came in here who was super fly right now, and you were just like, damn, they're like, would you think twice? He was like, nah, man. He's like,
No, but he
They're
did
like-
point out one of
He
the girls.
pointed out Sharlotte again.
I mean, he said Charlotte's blah blah. He's like, yeah. he's like, but even with that being said, he's like, but I still wouldn't trade her for Demi, you know. So I was like, hey, good on him, you know.
Yeah. At first, I was like, is he just saying these things? But he's consistent with it.
Oh, yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know.
Yeah. No, he's very consistent, man.
I'm going to look at it with some skepticism because, you know, consistently I've been fooled by these guys.
Yeah.
But Benajah's mom was kind of a little awkward there in the beginning.
Yeah, she was.
But she comes around eventually.
She's very dramatic.
Well,
Yeah,
because
first, it was in the meeting, I was like, what is
reacting.
happening?
well, yeah, well, because I mean, you got to think from her perspective. Like, you know, Benajah comes out of this experience. He comes home, he's crying and shit, and they're like, he didn't eat for like 2 days, and he was like, you know,
I didn't realize he was that rough.
Yeah, right.
Like,
So I mean,
This
so
was a girl he wasn't even sure if he could get there with.
right, yeah, it was just weird. So I could get how mom. It took her a minute to kind of get adjusted to him. Like, okay, I can dig this now, you know. But yeah, that was weird, man.
Yeah.
And that is a weird thing with Benkh, like you said, because in the pods, you know, the whole reason why I think she even wavered on Benkh was because he was
He
like,
wasn't giving her
I
that thing,
need time. And then all of a sudden when he's in. Like, he's all in.
But I don't see them being passionate with each other. They rarely like show affection.
And that's him, man. She pushes that with him, and he's like, no.
She's like very touchy.
Yeah, she pushes that on him, and he's the one that like kind of pushes that stuff away. And I'm like, man, so that's why when Benajah pulled out freaking Sam outside, and Sam said that to him, I was like, bro, I believe Sam. I
believe Sam.
I was like, because I mean, she acts that way towards Benajah, and he like pushes her away, and I'm sure Benajah believes Sam too. I'm sure he was thinking that exact same thing, which is why he was getting pissed off, you know. But then what I didn't like,
so enraged about Sam.
Well, then what I didn't like is
yeah.
Benajah's like, oh, you know, he was out there saying bad things about you and this and that. I'm like, he didn't say anything
bad things about
you.
you.
He didn't say nothing bad about you, you know.
There's editing.
That's true. We didn't see what all the editing was.
Why would he say something bad?
Yeah,
except for like, I think the bad interpretation was like she tried to get with me,
exactly,
and then
yeah,
and he's like, why are you being disrespectful?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is disrespectful in a way to say that. Like, he doesn't need to know that. That was before she had decided, or they had decided to be together.
To be fair, Sam comes in there, I think, with good intentions to clear the air, but Benajah is like,
I don't buy that.
Nope.
I mean, I don't know if Sam had good. I don't know if Sam had good intentions or not, but I don't think he did anything bad.
I think
wrong.
Sam's being Sam, where
right, exactly.
he's awkward, he comes off wrong, but what has this guy really done wrong at the end of the day?
I tell you, who was digging Sam though.
What has he done?
Exactly.
He even was cool with Benajah. Like,
in the bar, he tried.
When she chose him over Benajah, he kind of like confronted him and be like, "Hey, man,
I'm not good on the spot, guys, so I'm gonna need this in the comments. Somebody back me up on this because we all know
no one likes Sam.
No, we don't like him.
But
I mean,
what
I don't like
has he really
Sam,
done?
He hadn't done anything horrible. He's
manipulative and like in a way.
He comes off fake for sure.
Yeah, he does come off fake. Yeah. But I mean, like Josh said, with that being said, what has he actually really done wrong that we've seen? Not much, right?
Called her boring brown eyes. But.
Brown eyes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But she was almost more awkward in that scene than he was.
Which
just surprised me because she was like that in the meeting. So you wouldn't think from the way she was looking at him and interacting with him that she would want to be sexual with him.
Yeah. Very odd. That's why I need more information.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to get it. It's a private matter.
But guess who was digging Sam? You know, Catherine was digging him good well, you know.
She was definitely digging him all touchy-feely with Sam.
See, now this is where I want Freddie to come in acting like Benajah, but he's too cool for that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and I mean... She makes comments towards Sam about like, if you ever, call me.
Oh, dude, if you're in town, yeah, exactly. I was like, what the hell? Yeah,
man, Freddie,
you need to drop that.
I just want to go home and cuddle with Freddie and watch a movie or something.
You got your Knuff shirt on and ready, man.
That's why I'm wearing it, because like she doesn't feel Knuff, he doesn't feel Knuff. Like, what's going on here, man? No one is. Demi gets that attitude sometimes.
I will go home with Freddie, eat beans on toast, and watch movies. It's fine. I got you.
I think we all will. We're all fighting over this guy.
But Catherine, man, I was like, good God, man, that was horrible. Like,
that was messed up.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, she's the villain of the season.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she is. Yeah, at this point, I mean, you know, as far as females go, I mean, we call it, Sam, I guess, is kind of the guy villain if there's a guy villain.
Yeah.
But Catherine definitely at this point is a female villain, I think. So
making me out to be like some demon, I'm not. I don't need to change anything.
And one thing that's kind of surprising with Tom too is Mom's not willing to come to the wedding.
Yeah, well, He didn't say if she's going to come to the wedding or not, but he did say that she's not willing to kind of be involved in the whole process, right?
Yeah, so that's unfortunate that Tom doesn't have the family really.
Because remember,
besides the sisters.
Because she said it, she's like, well, it's going to be weird, like if the first time our families are meeting each other and your mom's meeting my family is at our wedding, right? And he's like, yeah, well, it's just probably how it's going to play out, though. So,
and we've seen that kind of stuff before, unfortunately. Yeah. We've seen even people get married without that before.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's great. And that one, and Tom said that was almost a deal breaker for him. He's like, look, man, I love my mom and I really want her there. And he's like, I don't know, man, it's weighing on me. And at the same time, I'm like, man, you're almost 40 years old, bro. I'm like, do you, man? You're almost 40 years old, Tom. It's like, come on, bro.
What I don't like about that is that they know this before they go into the show.
Yeah.
So, like, it's one thing if they go into the show, they didn't tell their family, and then they tell their family after that they've done it, and then they're not supportive. But if you can't get married without your parents there,
then why you come on the show if you know they're going to support
your parents are telling you they're not supporting you doing this? It's like,
yeah, exactly.
What are you doing here?
So what do we think about the meetup with Freddie and Catherine's friends? There's the prenup discussion kind of stuff too.
Dude, that was crazy.
My God.
Now here's the thing I thought was messed up about the prenup, because Freddie was like, well, if I die, I was like, prenup, I'm thinking divorce. Okay, if you get divorced, you keep your shit, you keep Sarah's. But he's like, if I die, I want all my shit to go to my sister. It's like, huh?
And there needs to be like a time thing involved with this, right? Because because they said, "What if you're with them 20 years?" I'm like, and I'm sure Freddie's like, if we're together 20 years, then things have changed. But he's talking about like right now where it's risky.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a risk.
Yeah, and this is one of the couples that really needs more time to flesh things out. Same with Tom and Maria. I feel like they need more time. This is an accelerated timeline, and I think there's just
Tom
some
and
issues.
Maria need time. This couple ain't gonna work.
Exactly. This couple ain't.
I mean, they may think they need more time, but they need more time to come to the realization that it ain't gonna work out.
If this dude ain't good enough for Catherine, then good God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But what bothers me about the prenup,
she kind of knows it.
I don't think it's unreasonable for him to ask for. He clearly has money.
He's clearly
well off.
Yeah.
But
just the way he talked about the dying thing, I was like,
that was odd.
That was weird. Yeah.
But then the friends are like, that seems. What did she say? Selfish, or I can't remember what the friend
I think
word
she
she used.
selfish.
Well, it's an odd conversation to have in front of our friends. And it's also an odd conversation to bring up materialistic the first time you're meeting the friends. So Freddie, that was kind of like not wise.
Well, they did ask him.
Yeah.
I know, but like some, I don't like being fake either. But
wrong, okay.
Those kind of questions are best to be had in private. Those conversations.
But I like when she said, "Can you change a prenup?" Or the girls are like, "I don't think so," and I'm like, "Well, you can alter the prenup. Like a prenup is just an agreement you make before the nuptials. So like you can make it say whatever. You can say, after 5 years,
we'll relook at it.
Yeah, or do whatever." Like, I don't know why you can't have that mature conversation about it, because she's just so hurt that he would bring it up to begin with.
But she's kind of smart where she's like, you either want to marry me or you don't. Right. Like the first time something like this is brought up, and I'm like, she's pretty sly trying to get around that.
Yeah.
If you don't want to get married, just tell me.
Well, I don't like how she says, like, she scolds him in front of her friends either.
Yeah.
Well, and
she's like, and it's starting to piss me off.
Well,
and then she's like, do you want to go get another drink? He's like, sure.
Go get me a drink.
And that's the thing, too, is Freddie's like kind of very, I don't want to call him a beta dude, but he kind of is in a sense that he just puts up with her shit, and he folds to her, man. He like just,
he does.
He lets her yell at him and shit.
He's
and
not
just, sure, I'll get your drinks. He's very non-confrontational. Yeah, and it's like, Freddie, you got to stick up for yourself, man. So there's times you just got to stick up for yourself.
Well, I think he tried with the prenup and it didn't go over well.
Yeah, and his sisters are saying, like, is she good enough for you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because he's so concerned about if he's good enough for her.
And his sister was like, maybe that ain't the right question. Maybe the right question is she good enough for you? And he was like,
And then again, we see him and his family and, like, how much he cares for his brother. And that's just awesome that he has that that feeling of responsibility to take care of his family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I guess we never see his dad. We see his brother-in-law and his sister and his mom. I don't know if his dad's passed away and he's taking over
his dad's there.
business. No, his dad wasn't there. That wasn't his dad. That was his mom. That was his sister's husband. That was his brother-in-law. It said brother-in-law and things. I thought it was dad too, and then his name popped up and it said brother-in-law.
Way old to be her.
It said his brother-in-law.
I don't know. I didn't really catch all that.
So. Yeah, because I was thinking it was his dad too until that shit popped up and said brother-in-law, and I was like, whoa! And I hit rewind and pause it, and sure enough, man, it was brother-in-law, and I was like, wow, because he looked a lot older than Freddie's sister, and I was like, damn.
Yeah. I don't know about them.
I mean, she might like older men, man.
All right. So who's getting married? Who's not?
So
wait, we have not touched on one entire couple.
Which one's that?
Sabrina and
Sabrina. Well, geez,
everything is going so good.
You know why? Because they're like the I would say even higher than Ollie and Demi, right? Ollie and Demi's way up there, but Sabrina and freaking Steven.
I don't know about that.
Sabrina and Steven have been there since day one.
To create drama.
Here's the thing.
They've been there since day one.
The kid thing, she said she'd move. Now all of a sudden there's no plan to move. So I don't know.
I mean, there's obviously
That did change.
there's obviously been some conversations in there that we haven't been privy to. That were obviously happening.
And we've seen couples on the very first season that look like they're rock solid, and then there's a no.
That's true.
Yeah,
I think they're a total yes though, but I do like I like the interactions with the families. That was good. I thought that went really well with both their families. Both their families are really cool. And I mean I think we talked about families. I think almost all the family interactions in this season have been great. Aside from
Bobby and
yeah. But other than that, everybody seemed to have really tight knit, good families.
Positive interactions.
It was all positive interactions, but.
Yeah, I mean, this couple is kind of like Brett and Tiffany, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Far, so
exactly.
It's kind of boring because everything's playing out like.
Forgot about them.
Exactly.
I do like
true love story.
I do
You're
like
Steven,
Steven, and I do like Sabrina.
Yeah.
They're both very mature, and
there's good people, man.
Yeah.
Like Steven's a good dude.
I would love to kind of see Steven with Catherine and see how he handles that or something like that. But he probably would never go for that.
No, I think Sabrina's perfect for him, man. I think they get along great.
I mean they are, but
you just wanted to see the interaction.
Yeah, I want to see him deal with some hardship because right now it's just been easy breezy for both.
Why don't you want to see her deal with some hardship? What's it about him that you need him to see?
Because he's so calm and chill, So I want to see him deal with
She's pretty calm and chill too.
Yeah.
But then they're both but then they both have with each other. They've got good senses of humor with each other and stuff, and so it's just good.
It's almost too mature. That's why I'm wondering if like something's being kept from us.
Well, there was I think the very first season of Love Is Blind. I can't remember the name of the couple, but everyone thought they were solid, and they had both agreed going into the altar that they were going to say no to each other, but and it was like they just had more of a friendship than
one of them, the guy was really upset.
Yeah, exactly.
Well.
He walked off. So
right.
But they had that agreement going into it. So we could be fooled by this one, but I don't think so.
I don't think we're fooled. So now we've covered Sabrina.
There you go.
I think they're definitely saying yes. All right.
All signs point.
All signs point at Demi and even though the
friend comment.
Yeah, the friend comment comes in there. They're trying to throw us off with that, but I think that's probably gonna be BS.
The producer says walk in there and throw some shit.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Demi and Ollie are pretty solid. I think if Freddie should say no and run the hell out of there. He shouldn't even show up. That dude. But
that's going to be bad. If
that one, he's going to say no. It's gonna that's gonna be your fireworks.
Yeah,
here.
Maria and Tom's probably gonna say no. I think Tom's gonna say no.
I hope he doesn't.
I think he's gonna say no. I think he wants to have the relationship with her. I think he just wants there to be more time.
You think he gives I need more time.
Exactly.
I'm not saying no, but
yes, I think that's what's gonna happen.
That's a cop out, though.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen with him.
Even that's probably what should be happening.
I could see them having that conversation beforehand where they both agree on that.
Yeah, possibly. I think Bobby. Bobby and Jasmine, I think, are probably going to say yes.
Oh no, he says no. Are you kidding me?
He's going to say no.
I think he'll say yes.
Well,
I don't think the mom.
This stuff's adding up in his mind. He's like, hell,
maybe.
I don't know about this one.
I think they're going to say yes.
No.
Who am I missing? That was 5. Who's the other one? Who am I missing?
Nicole.
Oh, Nicole. Yeah, Nicole. Benajah. I think Benajah's going to say no. I think Benajah's going to say no.
No, I think she might say no.
I think Benajah's going to say no.
I don't know.
I love the interaction he had with her family, and he's got some good jokes every now and then too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that was great.
I think they're a yes.
He couldn't eat for 2 days. You think all of a sudden now he's like,
yeah, exactly.
Now that I got her,
no, that's the point.
I can eat again.
That's the point because Sam is constantly weighing on that dude's head.
Yeah,
for sure. I think he's going to say. I think he's going to say no. I need more time.
You think Sam comes in and says, "I object. I'm in love with that one."
I thought him to say he's in love with Benajah.
I think Benajah's gonna be another dude's like, we need more time, So yeah, I think it's gonna be a no.
I think that one's a yes.
I think it's a yes.
I think it's a no.
Yeah, because he can't eat for 2 days. My man's got to eat. He can't be doing that.
Right. Yeah. He's already skinnying up, man.
So he's got to say yeah for his own health.
Yeah, but he's still be having Sam in the back of his head the whole time, So
hey.
I don't know, man.
Well, Bobby's gonna have his mother-in-law in the back of his head the whole time.
Yeah,
so.
that's she's gonna look at her.
She lives, but mother-in-law lives in the Philippines, so he ain't gonna spend all that time with mother-in-law. Right? She's going back home to the Philippines, and he ain't gonna deal with it.
She didn't like them like moving away from London because she's like, I'm part of this family and stuff like that.
Yeah, but she lives in the Philippines, so that part I didn't understand either.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe she's from the Philippines but lives in London.
She was there.
It said she flew in from the Philippines.
Yeah, but maybe she was just there.
So
yeah,
that doesn't mean she lives there. She happened to be
or
there.
maybe she does back and forth.
I mean, this girl can't even not have a conversation about them getting in a fight over a dishwasher. You know, like that must be shared.
Yeah,
she needs to know.
Yeah,
that's right.
So,
I think Demi and Ollie, I think they're a yes. Freddie's gonna say no, and I can't wait to see how that plays out.
We hope the hell he does.
Yeah, and I'm here for you, Freddie. And we all three are. We can be like, I think everyone
it was a group hug, man. You just come out, Freddie, big group hug.
Benajah's a yes, Bobby's a no.
Think so? All right.
Bobby, I don't know. Sabrina.
Steven and Sabrina.
They're a yes.
Yeah, they're definitely a yes. What about you, Josh?
They're a no.
Sabrina's a no?
Steven says no. He's like, the kids thing's too important to him. He's like, I can't wait on you.
No.
And you're not even moving in with me immediately. He's like, no, you're getting too old.
Wow.
Getting too old.
Biological clock.
And she clearly doesn't want kids immedially anyway.
I think Josh is just trying to stir it up right now at this point.
I agree.
All right.
Oh, man.
I'll be saying I told you so.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, there you have it, folks. That is our predictions for the show. You know, what was that? 3 and 3, I guess. 3 yeses, 3 nos. I think is what came out for me. How many yeses and nos?
I don't remember now.
Yeah, I think mine was 3 and 3. But yeah, we'll put some stuff online there, and you put the polls out there. You guys can vote on what you think, and please, hey, chat with us. Let us know what you think. Maybe we missed some stuff that maybe we aren't considering. But as always, we love doing this, guys. Hit that like, subscribe, and we will check you guys in our next review.